And that leads into our discussion. So anyone would mind sharing the difference, in their opinion, what they think is the difference between customers experience, customer service, and customer engagement, and if they all tie together, then from there we delve into today's session.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes, this is Constance again.
Constance again.
Yes. For customer experience, right, what I believe or what I know is, and what I've experienced is what the customer is actually getting from the business. For the engagement, you can be telling the customer, this is what we do. You can be giving all the information. You are engaging the customer, letting the person know how the business is and all that. But for the experience, it is a personal thing. The person comes to the business or comes to the office and then have some experience for him or herself. Okay, so that is the experience the customer is taking away. And that is what will make the customer either sell you to other people or tell something very bad about the company or the business. Awesome. So the customer experience is very key when it comes to customer service or customer engagement. So after engaging the customer, you really need to be sure that the customer is getting what you have actually told him he or she will get. But when you tell him one thing and the person comes to experience another thing, it's a different ballgame altogether. So I believe we should rather concentrate much of our energy or effort in getting the customer experience very well.
Awesome, awesome. That's a very awesome submission.
Thank you.
Hi, can I add up?
Yes, Esther is on. Esther, you can add up and lower the hand as well. Then and David next. So I think after Esther, David can continue. So Esther, over to you.
Yeah, so I wanted to mention, I think customer engagement, the difference, that's what you're asking. Customer engagement has to do with using...
So I think it's true.
I think there's some of the noisy background.
Customer engagement has to do with using different touch points, probably like different channels to engage, to sort of interact with your customers. It's not just about talking like maybe I call a call center. It also has to do with even your apps or your products. The moment a customer comes into contact with something that you have designed as a company, any solution at all, or even maybe they visit a physical maybe branch or call center, or I mean a physical touch point, or they talk to an agent on phone, any way that they interact with your company, that's customer engagement, whether through your products or by visiting physically or through a call to your company. Any way they engage or they interact is customer engagement. Nice. But customer experience is how they feel after that engagement. So if a customer just use your product, how do you feel about it, and what's the perception that they take away after interacting with your business through any of those channels or touch points is customer experience. Thanks.
Awesome. So if I get you, then what you are saying is that customer engagement translates into customer experience. So it starts from the engagement into the experience, then you have a happy customer.
Perfect.
Awesome. So that's a very insightful submission as well. I'd like to hear from David, then finally Mr. Kuma, then Mr. or Mrs. Kuma is Kuma, I can't really tell. So David, if you may.
Thank you, Ronald. David, I think that much has been said, and I agree with every one of them. What I would like to add is that customer engagement could be actually...
Sorry, I didn't get the last bit.
Direct or... Hello?
Yeah, hello, I can hear you now.
Great. So it could be intended or unintended. That means that it could be an active form of initiatives that is deliberately taken by the business to reach out to the customer, or it could be a passive way that the customer himself or herself makes contact with the business or with any of its services. And the relationship between that and customer experience, which is actually the utility the customer derives from engaging, whether passively, directly or indirectly with your business, is the kind of strategy that is behind your engagement, being it active or passive. Yeah, so it means that we have to be very intentional about engagement, whether direct or indirect, to elicit the right utility and experience. Thank you.
Yeah, that's also another insightful feedback. I think so far it's been a great session. I'm learning a lot from the participants, and I encourage that we keep it up and keep the comments coming. I'll take the last one from. So if David could kindly lower your hands, then we'll take the final one from Kuma. Then we go on.
Yes.
Who is Mr. Kuma?
Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you too.
I think that I raised my hand early on, but the submissions that have actually come in, says it all for me. And maybe I'll just add by saying that the engagement basically is at the end of the producer, so to speak, maybe a service provider. And the experience basically may have to come from the consumer. That's briefly what I can say.
Yeah,
just to add up.
That's a perfect summary.
Yep.
All right, so that's a perfect summary. Thank you very much to all the participants, and I really appreciate the feedback and all that you've shared. It really makes a lot of sense and resonates with our brand and what we have in mind. So the format for today basically will be us talking about how we can utilize customer engagement tools. Then from there, as a company as well, doing the customer service week, like Sarah, my colleague, said, we would have a segment where we hear from every one of you on what you think about our platform. We've also launched a new system. What you also think about the new system. We've had a chance to try it out. We're actually giving out free SMS. We've been giving out free SMS throughout the whole week. So you could also use that and test out. And from there, we'd also have a demo of the new system actually before the feedback. So without much ado, I think you all have a fair understanding, or you've been educated on customer engagement and how it's different from customer service. But the other thing I would like us to dwell on are the benefits of customer engagement. And I'm sure all of you would agree with me that one key reason why you need to focus on customer engagements as a brand and as a way to increase your customer experience and have loyal customers is to use customer engagement tools. So one key benefit is that it helps you to improve customer relationships. And I'm sure all of you agree with that. That customer engagement tools, you've been able to use them, it helps you engage your customers well and improve the relationship that you have with them. So traditionally, a typical example, as a business, how are you able to know your customers beyond just the service that you offer to them or beyond just the money that they pay to you? How are you able to know their pain points? How often do you interact with them to know that this is how you feel at this particular point in time? This is how well they use your service. How are you able to, beyond, for example, with M-Notify, beyond people buying our SMS bundle, how are we able to profile them to know that 80% of our customers like to go out on Fridays, or 80% of our customers have customers who are in the rural areas? How are you able to better know your customers? And you can only know your customers if you engage with them in a more streamlined way. And with the tools at our disposal in this day and age, you can easily and any means know your customers within very little time. You can conduct surveys, you can use chatbots to even conduct surveys and whatnot. The other thing as well is that with customer engagement, you're able to boost your brand loyalty and increase your customer retention. So there's a saying that the cost of maintaining a customer is cheaper than the cost of acquiring new customers. So as a brand or as a business owner, if you have 10 customers, how are you able to engage them to bring brand loyalty? I think just to refer to the submission that Constance made earlier on, that your customer is your business. So you're in business because of your customer. So how are you then able to have tens of thousands of customers but still manage to engage all of them in a very scalable approach. And that's where customer engagement tools come in. So they also help you to build brand loyalty and increase your customer retentions. Then the other thing is that they help you to upsell. They help you to upsell. So you can only upsell to your customers. I'm sure all of you know what upsell and cross-selling is. So upselling is you being able to sell higher versions of your product to your customers, and cross-selling is giving them other service offerings that complements the existing offerings that you have. But you can only upsell or cross-sell to your customers if you understand who they are, how they are using your service, what is their story, what is important to them beyond your service. Because as much as possible, they would love to use your service, but they also care more about their pain points or about their business. So how then are you able to do all of this? And customer engagement helps you to be able to upsell and cross-sell to your customers. How are you able to, for example, know the birthdays of your customers and wish them a happy birthday to them? It's a very important thing that birthdays are important to everyone. And as much as we're able to remember the birthdays of our customers and wish them a happy birthday, it's something that will go a long way to build brand loyalty and also give us opportunities to cross-sell and upsell to them, because then now they feel we care about them more than just selling to them. And also another key thing I would like to say is that as much as customer engagement is very important, you wouldn't also want to come across as someone that's always selling to your customers, because engagement is two-way. It's not a one-way street where you message the business and always sell to them. But as much as possible, while you are messaging them, you also want to have response or feedback from them. And that's why customer engagement is very, very important, because you want to listen to the customer and not just sell to the customer, but listen to the customer, understand them, and make sure you are there for them at the point of their needs. Another key thing is the fact that customer engagement tools, beyond helping you build your brand loyalty, increases your users and also increases the referrals that you get. So the best form of marketing that you can have as a business is referrals, because that's the cheapest business lead generation source, where you have people telling others about your business. And you can only do that when you have a close relationship with your customers, which can only be done by further engaging your customers. So these are soft ways that as a business, you can always increase your revenue with very low cost by just building a solid relationship with your customers, being able to understand their pain points, engage them in a more streamlined manner. And the beauty of it is that with customer engagement tools, even if you have thousands of customers or millions of customers, you're able to do all of that in a very cost-effective manner. So I'm seeing a few interesting comments in the chat box. So Averu says that customer engagement is very key to keep customers worthwhile. I can't remember Mnotify engaging me since I became a loyal customer. Thank you very much for your feedback, Averu. And that's why we're actually having this session, so that we can engage you. And we are looking at making this a quarterly engagement session where we're able to brainstorm together with our customers to understand some of the ways that they can better engage their customers and what they need from us in order to successfully increase their revenue using customer engagement tools and using Mnotify, which is also a customer engagement tool. Great Felix says, perfect insights. Wonder Ago says, my organization, Trestle Academy, Ghana, is currently organizing. Okay, so this is a program that he wants to have. So Wonder, what you can do is to DM Sarah or share your contact details with Sarah. What happens is that after the event, she would reach out to you. But just to the point where we've got into now, if there are any questions or any thoughts that maybe one or two participants from the audience could share, that would also be very helpful, very good to know. And while we do that, the next key thing I would want us to discuss are the strategies for boosting our customer engagements, as well as certain strategies that can help us to increase the way we engage our customers. Then once we do that, we'll move into the second session, which would be to hear from our customers, their feedback that they have for us. And like Avenus was saying, that Mnotify hasn't engaged him, although he's a loyal customer of Mnotify. So Avenus, that'll be a great time for us to hear from you, to share your thoughts, be it positive or negative. We are open to every feedback that would help us grow as a company, and that would also help us streamline our engagements with you. Constance is saying all staff need to be on the same page to give the best customer experience. Now, I agree 100% with Constance on that. I remember very well when we had our 10th anniversary lunch and we had a roundtable discussion. And one of the things that the panelists said was the fact that customer engagements is not just at the board level, or it's not just a strategy from the board level. It's a team, it's a whole team-wide exercise or engagement. Because if at the end of the day, as the CEO, you want to engage the customers, we have sessions like this and it's insightful, then 2 days later, a customer calls us, our customer service line, and they get a poor experience. It then sort of overrides every work that has been done today. So I agree with Constance very much that customer engagement is a whole team effort, right from the board level to the cleaner, how we are able to serve the customer and give them the best of customer experience possible. Thank you very much, Constance, for that feedback. I see there's a question that has been asked by the interpreter, Ghana. At the feedback session, we would address that question and other questions that fall within that category. So let's move right away into the strategies for boosting customer engagement. So the first strategy that I want to lay to the panelists today is identify your ideal customers. So as much as possible, as a business, you need to know who your customers are. Beyond understanding your customers, you need to know who they are, because you can only understand them when you know who they are. So then you need to profile your customers. So for you to be able to successfully engage your customers, you need to have a profile of your ideal customers. So in the chatbot, I don't know if I may, maybe you could just share your business and what you do and who your ideal customer is, and we'll pick it up and see and have a case study on how you can effectively engage your customers. That's something I would want us to do, because as much as possible, I want us to have a two-way interaction. So you need to identify your ideal customers. So for M-Notify, we have segments of customers that we work with. So we have SMEs, we have religious bodies, we have political organizations or individuals that we work with. So for each audience or for each customer segment, we make sure that we have a customized customer engagement strategy set out for them. And in our next webinar, we will do well to talk about how to develop your own customer engagement strategy. But the key thing that you need to do is to identify your customer, who your ideal customer is, because you would have your primary customer and your secondary customer. So once you know who your primary customer is, then the next thing is that you develop a customer-centric approach to reaching out to your customer. So if, for example, my customers are farmers, I would love that I reach them using voice SMS rather than traditional SMS. If my customers are people within the age range of 18 to 25 who are more tech savvy, I would love that I reach them using WhatsApp or chatbots or any way that would be more beneficial to them, because they might not read messages as much as respond to WhatsApp messages, or they might be more on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, as compared to they receiving an SMS or picking a phone call through voice SMS. So you must have to develop a customer-centric approach. And beyond developing the customer-centric approach, the next thing is also to utilize the right tools, which I have actually made mention of. So once you understand your customer, you know the segment within which they fall, then you now need to decide what is the best tool to engage my customers with. So at M-Notify, for example, we have tools like USSD, bulk SMS, voice SMS, chatbots, IVR, and bulk voice calls. So how then are you able to say that, okay, my customers do not read and write, so giving them a chatbot or using a chatbot for my business might not be ideal for my customers. My customers are very often busy, so sending them a voice SMS might not be ideal, so I would probably have to send them a bulk SMS. Or my customers mostly are close to their phones during lunchtime, so how do I then send them SMS during lunchtime or between 12 and 3 p.m. as against sending them SMS at any time of the day? So you need to be able to utilize the right tools and also have, like I said earlier, a customer-centric approach to engaging your customers. Then the other thing as well is that you need to be able to gather feedback. As much as possible, you need to be able to always be willing to hear from your customers. And that goes beyond the phone calls that they call in when they have issues, but how then are you able to conduct quarterly surveys For example, how do you conduct a net promoter score to know on a scale of 1 to 10 how they are likely to recommend your brand to a friend? How are you able to speak to them anytime they want to reach out to you? How are you able to engage your customers? Do you have KPIs and milestones around how you engage your customers? Do you have, like, for example, average resolution time? Anytime a customer's complaint is resolved, are you able to reach out to them to engage them and find out if they are happy with the results that they got from your support team or from your customer service team? If they ordered for a product, are you able to easily get review of the product from your customers? So these are all very important things that you need to tweak your strategy. And that brings you to the last point under the strategy, which is you tweaking your strategy, because there is no right approach from day one, but a strategy only works well as well as you keep improving on the strategy. So in a nutshell, these are the strategies that we strongly believe can help you to engage your customers very well. Just a recap of them. Number one is identifying who your ideal customer is. And number two is creating an awesome content around that. Number three is developing a customer-centric approach. Number four is utilizing the right tools. Number five is gathering customer feedback. And number six is tweaking your strategy. So at this point, I would want to hear from the audience what first and foremost they think about the strategies that I've mentioned. If there's any addition that they think they would be nice to have as part of the strategy. Then also we'll take one case study for a business and we'll discuss and deliberate and see how they can use customer engagement or can develop a customer engagement strategy for them. Then from there, we move on to the next session where we listen to our customers. So at this juncture, I'd like to hear from you, our participants. So if you could show by hand, if you could raise your hand or mute yourself, I'd love to at least hear from one or two people. Okay. I don't know if Constance or Avenus or Mr. Kuma, Ebenezer, I see Adam on here as well. I see Eric, Esther, Gordon. If any of you guys have any thoughts to share. And yes, I see Na Yoko as well. Richard, I see my namesake Ronald. If there are any thoughts that you'd want to share on the strategies. Okay. So Chairman said, what is the question I just joined? So Chairman, we were discussing, over the period, we've been discussing customer engagements, the difference in customer, the correlation actually between customer engagements, customer experience, and customer service. And we've then been talking about 7 strategies that can help you to create an awesome customer engagement brand, or 7 strategies that you need to make sure your customer is in your business is engaged or your brand is engaging better with your customers. So at this point, I was asking if anyone has any additional strategies that they could think of, or what they think about the 7 strategies that I stated earlier on.
Okay, thank you very much, Bernard.
All right.
This Constance.
Please go ahead, Constance.
Yes. I want to add up to the point that you said you utilize the right tool. I believe that when you are in constant engagement with your customers, okay, it gets to a point that you can segregate your customers even after you've done the first segregation. It's possible at a point a customer couldn't use a particular customer or customer group, but with frequent engagement, you come to know that this customer has left this segmentation and is now here. Let's say that particular customer wasn't reading or couldn't read because of not being able to attend school or something. So you categorize that customer in this particular segment. But with constant engagement, you realize that now this person has been able to upgrade him or herself, or even the business. So I can move this person to the other segments so that I can use a particular tool for that particular customer. So I believe us to not maintain a particular customer in the segment for a longer period, but to be able to, it will be dynamic. Let me put it
Awesome.
like that.
Awesome.
To be dynamic. Why that's my using
Awesome. That's a very awesome submission. That's a very awesome submission. Thank you very much for that feedback. Is there any other, before we move on to the next segment, any other feedback? But Constance, you've actually earned something from our team, so I'm sure they'll reach out to you shortly. So you've won a gift from us.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, okay, so if there aren't any other submissions, we'll quickly go into the next segment.
Ronald, let me just add a point.
Okay.
Okay, so I am an insurance professional. Okay, so an insurance broker for that matter. Okay. And I'm sure we all know the background of insurance in time past and in recent times and so on. So what I mostly do, differently, is I have a tool I call customer need analysis or client need analysis.
Okay.
And this is a constant engagement with clients. Customers who have been on our books for a period of time. Human needs and wants actually changes with time and so on and so forth. So I was happy you mentioned a tool that, once you're able to use referrals and other things, you're able to upsell and stuff like that. You made a comment like that. And that really helps, because if you constantly engage the customer by way of calling, and this is what I mostly do. So you call, find out exactly what the need are, okay, with respect to the service you're providing. You'll get to know the customer more. And once you're able to identify additional needs or changed needs, you're able to upsell or probably, define a new product that will suit that particular need. And again, I'm happy you also mentioned that customer engagement shouldn't be just one way. You pushing a product to the customer at every point in time, engaging the customer, you are selling to the customer. You need to also know and identify what you can also do for the customer. How can the customer also benefit from you by other way? Not just giving out your product and stuff like that. And there are several petty things. You may call it petty, but it goes a long way to help, to add on to your service you're providing to the customer. You mentioned birthday wishes to customers. I tell you that I had a customer some years back that alone became, a tight bond between me and that customer until now we are still friends. The fact that, oh, really? So you didn't know, we sent a text message to the customer on the birthday of the child. It was a child education policy we did for the client. Wow. And so we sent just a text message to the client, wishing the child happy birthday. That alone, and so on. There are several examples of that. So there are several petty things that you can do to ensure that the customer also at least is getting something from you, not at, all times really selling out a product to the customer.
Yeah. Awesome. That's a great one. And it was in the back of that we actually developed the birthday app on our system, because we believe that birthdays are important to everyone, and a simple gesture wishing them a happy birthday goes a long way to build a solid relationship with your customers as well. Thank you very, very much for that feedback. All right. So are there any other questions or any feedback before we delve to the next section? I think Gordon added an additional comment. Thank you, Ronald. An addition is identify what other brands your customers prefer and why so that you can work at that. So I basically just understand having a competitive analysis as well from a customer engagement point of view. Then now, please, I have a question. Is there a way to win back a customer you've lost? Yes, now there's a way to win back a customer you've lost. So for us at Notify, what we do is first and foremost, you need to understand why your customer left. And once you understand why your customer left, it gives you perspective. Then now you understand, okay, this is why they left. This is their pain point. What is the current alternative that they have and why are they using that alternative? Then from there, you're able to tell, is there a way I can offer them something better than the alternative that they currently have? But the challenge here is you need to then make them a bigger promise. Why? Because when you lose a customer, it takes times 2 or times 3 to get back that lost customer because they've interacted with your brand and they've lost confidence in your brand. So you sort of have to build that confidence all over again. So sort of a retrust, similar to when you have a friend who has lost trust in you. You need to do extra to win back their trust. And it works in the same way with brands and businesses. Because when you build a relationship with them and that relationship is broken, you need to work extra or do more. I don't know if anyone has any addition to that. You can type that in the chat box. Averu says, in my own business model back in school, my engagement with student politicians was always done weekly via social media, WhatsApp. It made me keep in touch with them without losing them. That's an awesome submission, Averu. I agree 100% with that. And we always need to use tools like WhatsApp. And I realized that WhatsApp recently has created a WhatsApp community as well. And it's a good thing for you to also be able to have a community where you engage with brands and where your customers engage your brand. And Notify at a later time, we'll be creating an Notify community on WhatsApp where you're able to engage with us 24/7, even after this webinar. So Esther is also saying, I'm an SME with just about 3 staff, and I've never bothered to do any form of customer engagement for retention before. Where do I start from? So where you start from, Esther, basically is understand your customers, know who your customers are. So like the strategies I share, the first one is identify your customers. So first and foremost, identify your customers, understand which tools or channels that you can effectively reach them and engage them on. Then beyond that, create an account on Notify. So that asks to your second question, the freebie. So what we are willing to do, Esther, to help you is that once you identify your customers and the tools that you need to reach them on, create an account on Notify and reach out to Sarah or reach out to info@mnotify.com, and we'll give you some free SMS or free credits based on the channel that you decide to go with. And from there, you're able to start engaging your customers. So decide a channel, identify your customer, decide a channel, and reach out, create an account at Notify and reach out to us at Notify, and would help you get started with some freebies as well. And so at this juncture, I want us to move to our next session, and then that involves.
Hello, Ronald. Yeah.
Hello. Yeah. So Adam also has. Adam, go ahead.
Okay, sure. So I just wanted to add a few bit regarding having relationship with your customers. And sometimes people or customers feel maybe there could be reoccurring a problem via the possible channels like customer service and all of that. Maybe they might not be getting answers. So sometimes you'd have to be careful if you're the leader or you play a specific role in the company. If someone reaches out to you personally, sometimes just give a listening ear, because they could be telling you something the whole company is actually missing out, and it will be a point for. Yeah, so it's something we should also look out for. It's just something I wanted to mention. Thank you.
That's an awesome submission, Adam. Really appreciate that feedback. Yeah. Is there any other feedback? I'm really excited about the comments that you are getting and the contributions. They are very, very insightful. Okay. So the next session has to do now with interacting with our customers and hearing from them, the likes of Averu, who has used Notify for a long while. I see other Notify customers here as well. So I would like to personally hear from all of you. I know some of you don't also know I've never had a chance to meet them one-on-one. So at this point, I'll also be sharing my camera, and you can also share yours as well, if you don't mind. So I'd like to know how many of you can see my face. I'm waving currently, if it's clear. Hello. Awesome. So I see a thumbs up. So that's that
Yes,
for me.
great time.
Awesome. All right. So that's me. Any other person could also share their screen. I think Notify, we are seeing our chats, Facebook chats. I don't know if you want to see that. Okay. So the next session for us is for me to get to hear from you. So your experience with the Notify brand so far, and over here we are taking any feedback whatsoever. It is not a PR stand, so we are not looking for necessarily positive feedback, but just feedback that would help us improve first and foremost our services. Feedback that would help us understand how Notify so far has been good to you and help you engage your customers better, because we are a customer engagement company and that is the heart of what we do. So at this point, I'd like to hear from you, anyone at all, any feedback that you have for us.
Hello.
Mr. Ronald.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there's someone asking a question, so let me allow him to finish first.
Okay. Mr. Ronald, this is Kelvin.
Sorry?
This is Kelvin. Kelvin,
how are you doing?
I'm fine. Nice meeting you.
Awesome. Nice to put a face to the name.
Okay. Yes, please. I have been using Notify since 2000 since 2018.
Wow, that's nice. That's nice. How's that?
Yeah, I'm a research assistant, and I basically deal with MPs. So if you could see this time, a lot of us are going turning onto your app because of the upcoming elections. But one thing I've noticed on the platform is that the breakdown of the statistics, when you send the bulk SMS specifically, some of the numbers will tell you that it has not been delivered, but it has actually been delivered to the people.
Okay, all right.
That with the statistics of those that have been delivered, those that have not been delivered, you will see that some of the numbers will highlight red, but the person will call you, oh, I've received a message from the MP. Can I talk to the MP? So that's like, but on the app, you see that cannot be delivered. So sometimes looking at the statistics, you see that maybe 40% has been delivered and 60% are not delivered. So I get worried that, hey, this message 40% out of the total number, but later the people start, because normally I put my number down for any emergency because so they start calling one number, can I talk to the MP? Is the MP available? Blah, blah, blah. If that can be worked on. And then finally, about the voice, if we can have more education on how to use the voice, because I've tried it several times, it looks I'm not getting it. It seems sometimes before I even call, I thought I was coming to the office, but I couldn't get it. So if this can be worked on. And thank you very much for giving us the platform. And
it's a real pleasure.
Some for some MPs, because very soon they will start using it for their
Okay, thank you very much. So just to add, it's a real pleasure to always hear the feedback from our customers and the use cases that they have. So just to add to that, we also have noticed that we have a lot of people using that for political purposes as well, for like MPs and whatnot. So we're also looking at it now, coming up with a specific platform just for that customer segment, where now you're able to, I think someone mentioned that they, for example, want to have analytics on like some political analytics sort of. So we are also looking internally to work out a platform solely for MPs and for politicians and political purposes, where you're able to then, as an MP, engage with your audience beyond asking them to vote for you, but after the elections and all that, you're able to get closer to your constituents and the like. So thank you very much for your feedback. I'm sure Sarah will DM you and get your details so that I can speak more after the call and see how a system like that, for example, will benefit you as a customer. Thank you very, very much for your feedback.
Hey, Mr. Ronald.
Yes, sir.
This is also Ronald. So we are Ronald.
Ronald Adiko, right? How you doing, Chief?
I'm fine. I've been using you for your service long time. The time you bought
I know.
You people are not
name, so we have a similar name.
Yeah. You have to give me like incentive, because I started using people a long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question.
That's no problem. I think with that, Sarah would reach out to you and keep. We're actually giving out free giveaways today, so you can send SMS for free on our new portal today. So you can quickly, after the call, send blast. But beyond that, Sarah will also reach out to you for more giveaway. In fact, to all the participants, Sarah will share a link where you fill with your name, your username, and afterwards we give you some free giveaways.
So my question is, you see, I'm into e-commerce, so I do send order confirmations and things to my customers. But the problem is, I want to know, is there a way to send? Because I have a lot of carts abandonments, you understand? So I need to be able to send. Ghanaians don't really check their emails as they check their text, because they are always with their phone. When a text message comes, the possibility of them checking it is higher than they checking their emails. You understand? So for instance, with MailChimp, I can send a cart abandonment of the products which the customer actually abandoned in their cart. You understand? So that become more targeted. Okay, this is what you left. I'm giving you a 5% discount if you come back and purchase it, or I'm giving you a free delivery on this. But here's the situation: their conversion rate in terms of their emails are not as high, because Ghanaians don't really check their emails that much.
That's very true.
But for the text is much easier. But here's the situation: can I create a custom text that sends them a particular link to the cart abandonment? You understand? To what they left in their cart, so that it doesn't seem like it becomes a general email whereby they get a link to maybe how do you call it? Maybe they get a link to that product, but they get a link to the checkout,
so they can complete the process basically.
Make it easier, because the process, the UI, the user experience needs to be very, very fluent. So I don't need them to go to the main website. I don't need them to go to maybe the product page. I need them to go straight to the cart. So is there a way for me to custom that email and send it? And I need it to be automated, because I cannot sit down and do it manually every single time. So with email services, I'm able to sit down, do it. It's automated. I know that when you come to the cart and you leave it, within the next 15 minutes, you are sent a direct email of what you left in your cart, and I'm able to track it. You know that this.
So how do you currently? So do you take orders? Is it from your website, from social media?
Solely from my website.
All right. So I would also recommend a chatbot for you, and from here, one of my colleagues, I'm sure Sarah will reach out to you and see what we can do for you. But from what I am seeing, I think a chatbot is something you also need for your business. Yeah, so a WhatsApp chatbot.
A chatbot.
Sorry?
I have a chatbot. I actually use, I've forgotten the name of the service I use, but I have one. But I am more, because I have a lot of cat abandonment. I can tell you within a day or within a week, I can have like up to 50 people abandoning products in their carts. And if I'm able to complete 20 of these people, that's a lot of money.
That's true. That's very true. So the way our chatbots work at Notify is that we have different features that you're able to use. When people place the orders and they abandon the carts, after a while, an automatic WhatsApp message is triggered to them, an automatic SMS is triggered to them as well too. So that for me, I think solves that. It's been used by the likes of Doman and Pizza Man, and since using it, there's been a spike in the number of transactions that they have. So I think it's something maybe you have to explore. We'll explore our chatbots for you. So Sarah or Bezra, they're on the call. They'll also reach out to you and see how best you can use the chat, because the chatbots are one way that you can reduce carts abandonment by giving them extra alerts either on WhatsApp or on SMS. And trust me, the WhatsApp works very well, because most of them will always respond to a WhatsApp message. I think Prince Gordon mentioned that he's interested in the chatbot and wants more insight. So Prince Gordon, what we'll do is that we'll organize another session where we talk mainly on the chatbots. But in a nutshell, the chatbots are basically ways to help you automate your customer engagement, automate your sales process and your revenue generation process. So what happens typically if you have a chatbot, like in Adiko's business, for example, he's able to, for example, run ads on social media for his business. Then after he runs the ads, anyone who wants to purchase from him would message his page or his profile or his website. But what happens if Adiko is not around to respond to the message? Then he loses that business. So what chatbot basically is doing is helping him to automate all of that, so that if anyone has a business need or anyone wants to make a purchase, automatically the chatbot is able to close that sale for him, even while he's absent. So the chatbots are basically helping to automate his sales, reduce cart abandonment, increase his revenue, and automate his engagements with customers. And when my colleague Sarah shares the form, there'll be a session for any additional comments. So if you're interested in knowing more about the chatbots, or if you want to have a chatbot for your business, please identify now. But then we are actually going to give everyone 50% discount on the chatbot development cost as well. So I see Prince is interested, Julius is interested, and Avenos is also interested. Avery is also interested in trying the chatbot. So Sarah will reach out to all of you. Mr. Kuman asked the question, how can I make use of bulk WhatsApp platform? So with WhatsApp, you're able to send messages, but it's a bit more restricted because WhatsApp wouldn't want you to be spamming the user. So then what you do is you create an opt-in mechanism where people opt in and they're able to use that. Kweku mentioned that he's tried out Omnibots. So Omnibots is actually a platform for developing chatbots. So we allow you to develop your own chatbots with no technical skill, and we allow you to manage your own chatbot as well. So chatbots currently take a lot of effort to develop, but what we wanted to do as a company, as a customer engagements company, is to empower SMEs and brands like yourself to easily develop your own chatbot and manage your chatbots, more importantly, without no skill or technical requirements from our end. So that's what chatbots are. Sarah and Bezra would share a link which you complete and leave your details. Then from there, we would reach out to you and contact you more on that.
Okay, nice. One more question. Just one more question. Okay, so when the automated text or the WhatsApp message it sends the link to the particular page the customer wants to
their cart.
Okay,
so
nice. That's beautiful. So that's all I wanted to know.
If you have 2,500 abandoned carts, what happens is that they all receive different unique messages with the content of their cart.
Nice. I really didn't know there was that service. I've been using your system for a while, but I never knew there was a service.
That's the whole point of this.
Which means you are not engaging with me. Which means you are not engaging.
But we are in a new era as M-Notify. We are looking at hearing more from our customers.
I tried your beta. I think 3 days ago. I didn't even sit up.
Oh, sorry. So with regarding that, we'll do a quick demo after this. Then we share your thoughts, and once you also have your number as well, we'll reach out to each of you individually and get your thoughts on the new system that we are rolling out and your challenges and whatever you have. So we rectify them as well.
Nice. There are a lot of people here. I think we should do this every time.
So we are planning to do it on a quarterly basis.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
So the next one would be
I actually have a question. I don't know if I have the floor too.
Okay, so yeah, sure. Sorry. So Constance, thank you for the feedback. We're doing it quarterly. Prince, you can go ahead.
My hand is up.
Okay, so I think after Prince, we can take, I think from the top, we have Derek, Richard, Zerak, and Emmanuel. So we'll take it in that order. So Prince, over to you.
Okay, thank you. I just have some 2 questions. I actually don't understand the difference between the expiry credits and the one that do not expire. Actually, don't know why if I load my wallet and I don't use it over a period, it should expire. And then secondly, on the call feature, I see that you are not able to customize a caller ID. It's kind of a generic number that is sent anytime you want to call for different purposes. So I don't know if it is possible that behind our dashboard we'll be able to request for caller IDs. Yeah, so I think that these are the questions I want to ask. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prince, for the question. So I think so after the question, you can raise your hand, you can put your hand down so that we're able to track. Thank you very much, Prince, for the question. So the first one, that's the expiration credit. So actually, it's a feature that we introduced after we listened to customers over a period. So we have actually 2 sets of bundles. You have expired bundles and non-expired bundles. So we realized that certain customers, for example, they want to quickly send SMS and would want to receive more SMS credit so that they can immediately send. So, for example, I'm an organization and I want to, for example, in this customer service, we send message to 100,000 people. I want to just send on the fly and instantly send it, and I would want to have a cheaper rate. So we created that package mainly for people who wanted to send SMS and exhaust their SMS at a go. So if that doesn't fit within your category, alternatively, we have the non-expired bundles, which then you're able to then buy and keep forever. The only difference is that the rates are different. So if you buy and exhaust everything now, you get a cheaper rate. If you buy and keep them later, you don't get a cheaper rate. There's a slight marginal difference. And the reason, obviously, is because price of things change over the time. So if you buy the credit today and keep it for a year, in a year's time, it will cost us more as compared to using it within a month. So that's just a mechanism to check that. But that's sort of a marginal change, which was done by our finance team just to be able to cater for inflation and the likes. So that is with that, Prince. That's your first question. I think the second question is customization of voice SMS. So with that as well, we actually allow for customization of voice SMS. The only thing is that it goes to a phone, you use a phone number rather than a sender ID, since calls need to come from a phone number. So to request for this, all you have to do is send us an email. Send an email to support@mnotify.com and request that you want to have your own phone number or a customized phone number used for your voice SMS account. And once you do that, you also need to attach a valid national ID card, that's the Ghana card, so that we are able to then see that we are able to verify that the phone number is actually attached to your name, so that we don't use any other person's phone number. If you need to use another person's phone number, say a politician's phone number or whatnot, then you need to give us an authority letter and your ID card as well as the other party's ID card, and we're able to get that for you. And I think just from your comment as well, I wanted to also highlight the fact that we also now do international messaging for both SMS and voice. So you can send voice SMS outside of Ghana. Similarly, you can send bulk SMS outside of Ghana, but that is possible on a new system. And what will happen is that you need to register the sender ID and the sample content, for example, to send international SMS, similarly to how you're able to register a phone number, a customized phone number, if you want to send voice SMS using your own phone number. I hope, Prince, that answers your question.
Yeah, sure. I'm cool. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. So we'll take the next question from Derek Smith.
Okay. So Ronald.
Hey, Derek, how you doing?
I do, Charlie. You know, say me and you, I'm notified there from tech days.
Yes. So Derek is one of our customers from day one. So he's been with us for about 10
years. Yes, a long time. But okay, I'm notified. To be honest, using your platform, I use other platforms, other SMS platforms now. Those ones are a bit complex. Using M-Notify is very easy. And yesterday I checked your beta platform. It's solid.
Thank you very much.
You guys are doing a good job. The chat box too is on point. The only issue I might have is I don't know. Sometimes with the sending of the SMS, the one that goes like pending, I think it sends green when you send it. Okay, it's delivered, not delivered, and I think depending on something.
So,
how long does that thing take?
So the delivery status.
Yeah, delivery status.
Okay. And thank you very much for the question, and thank you very much for joining and sticking with us for 10 years through everything. I really appreciate that first and foremost. But so the delivery status, you have several delivery status. You have accepted, we have pending, we have delivered, we have undelivered. So normally when the message gets to us, it changes to submit, just to confirm that you have submitted the messages to us. Then when it moves from submit to when it moves from submit, it goes to accepted. That is to say that the telcos have accepted the message that you send. So we are really connected to all the telcos in Ghana. So anytime you send the message, you submit it to the telcos. Then now, when it changes from submitted to delivered, then that means the message obviously has delivered successfully. Now, when it changes to pending, it could be that there are handset-related issues. Now, what happens is that there's a 72-hour window within which you do multiple retries to make sure the message is delivered. So if it changes to undelivered after 72 hours, that means that the several attempts that we made to deliver the message didn't work. So we changed it to undelivered. So that is with how it works. Now, I know there's another question that people ask. I'm sure someone might have that question as well. That what happened to my undelivered messages? Why am I still charged for undelivered messages? Exactly. So what happens is that we get charged per every submission that we make to the telcos, right? So the telcos charge you for every submission, and I always give it to that. Use the analogy of picking a car to meet someone up at, let's say, the mall or something. Now, when you get there, the person is not there. All of the persons in there, the transportation cost is still catered. So just see it as a way of us transporting your message from the N25 platform to the telco. So there's a transportation cost that we need to pay. And whether the message is delivered or not, so far as it's processed from the telcos, we need to always make payments for that hit. And that's the reason why. So anytime you have any issues with your delivery reports as well, you can always email us support@n25.com or reach out our customer service line 054-150-9394 or escalate. We have an escalation matrix as well, which is on our website, which automatically gets to me if it's not resolved within a particular time.
Okay, one more thing too. Okay, on the voice SMS, I think the last speaker was asking that if it was possible, you could customize it. Is he the way I think you added the feature of the sender ID? Previously, it wasn't there. There was nothing like the sender ID. I think the COVID time or before COVID, and you added that feature. It was very good, because at least people don't send that mobile money message.
Exactly.
Yes, it's very good. Now, I think with the call, with the voice, is there a way you can customize it? I've not really used it before. I don't know how that.
So you can customize it. So kindly, we can customize. What we are doing actually is that on the new system, you have a section where similarly where you're able to enter your sender ID and it's approved. We give you a portal where you go there and you write the phone number you want to use. You upload your ID card. Then we do our checks. Then once it's done, we approve it. Then it's tied to your account. So when you send voice SMS, you have your own customized phone number.
Oh,
so people can easily return the call.
Oh, that's cool. On the new system.
On the new system, that'll be available on the new system.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. That'd be perfect. Because see, I think Emma sent us a call message before the voice. But it's from 054. It's a 054 number. Right?
That's our customized number. So that's our support line. So when you easily call, go back to the support line and they pick up and they receive your call.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Thank you very much, Derek. So thumbs up. Zerak, I don't know if I got the name right. So over to you. And Derek, you can raise down your hands and lower your hand. Yes. So then we take Zerik Adum, Zakaya Adum. Okay. So while we wait for him, I think I'll take Emmanuel as well.
Hello.
And me.
Hello, this is Emmanuel.
Yes, Constance will come to you. Okay, Emmanuel, over to you.
Yes. My hand has been up and you've jumped me several times.
Oh, sorry, who is that? I'm looking at it from the order that I have on my screen. So in the order on my screen, I see.
You even mentioned that after the guy who just spoke, I'm the one to speak.
Oh, then sorry about that. Please go ahead. Which is that? Is it Richard?
Yes, please.
Okay, sorry. I think maybe probably you lowered and raised again because it's showing at the bottom of my screen. So then Emmanuel, please let's allow Richard. So since it's
no problem. Yeah, thank you very much. My two questions have been answered already. The next one I want to answer is on the voice SMS platform. Is there a future? Can we get a future on the new platform that you can record your voice direct? You don't have to upload it. That you can record direct, because if you are giving a birthday messages to a lot of people, but you want to be specific with that person, you can't send a generic message to that person. And you like to record your own voice, depending on the relationship. Okay. So if we can get that feature on the recording aspect, it will be okay for me. The next thing is the ID. Technically, it's a little bit difficult to expand the ID, but people would like to have their full name.
That's the sender ID.
The sender ID, yeah. People would like to have their full names. And as we advance in technology, please look for options to do that for us. Because if you say Richard, there may be a lot of Richards. Okay. So maybe I want people to know this is Richard Kuma, Richard so and so.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And sometimes when you are shortening the names, it doesn't give a clue to even who the person is. So if that one can, And then
thank you very much. Okay.
And then the last thing is that I was using a Russian product some time ago,
Wow.
On that platform, if you send the customer message, the customer can also get back to you through a code.
Okay.
Yeah, through a code. So I don't know if we have anything of that nature with your platform. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very, very much for the questions. And my apologies for keeping your hand up for a long while. So let me start from the voice SMS record. So I agree 100% with you. This is a request that we've had a lot of clients talking about. And we are looking, it actually was initially on our system and we took it up, but we are looking at bringing it back on the new platform. So if you're on the new platform, you'll be able to record from the app directly. But currently, we have the Tuobot chatbots, the Notify chatbot for sending SMS blasts. And currently, you can record, do your own recording from there as well. So I'd like to, have you tried that out? Have you had a chance to try it out? Okay. So with the chatbots, you are easily able to do your own recording on WhatsApp and then send the blasts from WhatsApp, your own recording. But what we are looking at doing is to bring back that feature on the new system that is currently in beta testing, and we'll release that for you as well. We're also looking at coming out with the mobile app very soon, which I think from the comment section was asked, and that will be rolled out before end of the year. The sender ID is actually a fixed telco restriction, so it can allow a maximum of 11. So that is very much a little beyond our control, but we constantly keep engaging with the telcos as well and international standards to see what can be done, because it's actually an international standard currently, and not much can be done about that. And the last question was on two-way SMS. Yes, we do two-way SMS. So we have a long code feature that allows you to send SMS using a long code or a short code. Then people can respond, and you're able to have a two-way interaction with them. If this is something that's of interest to you, you can always send us an email, info@mnotify.com or support@mnotify.com, and request for a feature like that where you're able to send two-way messaging, or you're able to get feedback from your customers. So currently on Notify, if you want to do more two-way or engage your customers more, you can do that using either the short code, long code, chatbots, or the IVR. So the IVR is you being able to interact with them over voice. So they receive a call and they press 1 for yes, 2 for no, or 1 to select a particular option or whatnot. So that's mainly for people who cannot read and write. I hope I've been able to answer your questions.
Very well. Thank you.
Thank you very much as well. So try out the chatbot Tuobot as well. Sarah would she can message Sarah or either M95 brands or M95 on Zoom, and they'll share the number for the chatbot with you. Or Sarah will share that in the chatbot so that you can try out the chatbot as well. So Emmanuel was about to speak. So if Emmanuel, then from there we take Constance, then we take Kweku,
yes,
in that order.
Yeah, Emmanuel.
I am ready.
Yeah, Ronald.
Okay, so Constance, since Emmanuel is ready, once Emmanuel is done, then we go to Constance.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, my questions are very short. Short ones.
Okay.
I would like to know, this Zoom, when are you going to organize them for resellers? Because I think this one is for whether resellers or
So thank you very, very much for, okay, so let me, so I've noted that I'll answer them. So the next question, please.
Yeah, the next question is, sometimes clients call, especially business people, they ask whether you already have numbers of customers they can send messages to. I don't know whether you are getting the question.
Yes, I get you. I'll address that. So no, I get the question. So whether you have a database for blast
already there, you've gotten it. Okay then.
Okay. So those are the two questions. Are there any other?
Okay. Then the last question is it possible to send SMS? No, the last one.
Okay, okay. Please go ahead, please.
Ronald.
Yes, please go ahead. I can hear you.
Hello.
Please. Hello.
Is it possible to send SMS to WhatsApp? Is it possible from SMS to WhatsApp?
Okay. All right. So these are the three questions, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Emmanuel. It's good to know that there's a reseller here. So Emmanuel, first and foremost, my apologies for us not engaging the resellers in a more streamlined way. So we started actually engaging resellers last year. So we did a similar webinar actually for resellers. So this whole interaction started from resellers, but we couldn't keep up with the resellers. So my promise to you is that we'll organize one for the resellers very soon. I'll speak with the team and we'll put together something for the resellers. Because that was the first thing. I think we had the first engagement. I don't know if you were there. It was a very good engagement. We had a lot of complaints and we resolved majority of them. So we'll do a similar one for resellers and even look at empowering them more, because we are more about empowering SMEs and brands. Now, for the Blast database, for that, no, we don't have a database. So there's a strict policy against spamming. So you basically sending Blast to people who don't know your brand or have not opted in to receive messages from you. So as much as possible, we discourage that from brands, and we discourage people who always want to, let's say, grow their audience using SMS Blast in a more spamming approach. However, what we are looking at doing is to find better ways that brands and customers can build their own marketing database or their own custom database that they can send Blast to. And we believe that this is better than the spamming approach, because then now these are people who have interacted with your brand, who understand who you are. So then the message that you send to them is more meaningful rather than just randomly sending messages to people who don't know anything about your brand. And there's a technology that we are currently actively pursuing using QR codes. And once that is ready, we'll communicate with resellers and even all our customers to help them build a database, because we are very, very passionate or very, very keen on looking for ways to help brands to grow their audience, which is part of our core pillars as Notify. So with that, we currently don't have a database. We also don't encourage that you use random database for spamming purposes, which might not really be effective for your brand. And we are working on having a solution to help you build your own database. Now, SMS to WhatsApp, yes, that's possible. Using them Notify. And then on our new system, another feature that we are coming up with, for example, is you being able to include images, videos, and links in your SMS. So what happens typically would be that you add a link to your WhatsApp number in the SMS Blast that you do. So once they click on the link, it takes them automatically to WhatsApp, and it even has a feature where you're able to populate a message in there. So once they go to WhatsApp, there's a preloaded message that they can receive, to, for example, hello or hi to a WhatsApp number, or maybe some keyword or particular content. So yes, it's possible to send SMS to WhatsApp, but that would be on the new system. But it's not possible to send bulk WhatsApp because of WhatsApp spamming regulations. So I hope, Emmanuel, that answers all your questions. All right, so yes. So go to Constance.
Yes, thank you very much, Bernard. I'll first comment the team. In fact, everything I see you writing, I believe and trust that in no time you call us again and tell us everything is set. All those things, the suggestions and all, that one, I believe the team will come up with it. So my question is, I'm trying to log on to it, but I'm told I've been logged out. And I don't know where it's coming from, because I use it for bulk SMS. I'm yet to join the WhatsApp group. So I don't know what is happening. But again,
is it possible you can share a screenshot with us on WhatsApp and the 054 line? Just share a screenshot so we can see it. 054 150 9394.
Yeah, okay. I'll do that. So I use it for my former company, and in fact, I became a star. I introduced the company in giving out bulk SMS. Yes, that's when I started using it, 2019. And I became a star, seriously. I was managing the customer experience department. So it was very good. I joined Notify. I didn't really believe in it, but when I used it and I got the results, and the company got what they wanted. In fact, I became a star. So I want to commend M-Notify for the rapid change. In fact, when I went on the platform, I always see something new. Anytime I go on the platform, I always see something new. And I suggest you organize a forum or a training session like this to educate us as to how to bring in this rapid change in our businesses or in what we do. And I believe by doing that, for your customer engagement, you are really practicalizing it. You are not just saying it. I could see you are practicalizing it. So I suggest one of these days, you give a session on how to bring rapid change in your business. And I believe it will go a long way to help us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for the feedback as well. I really appreciate the kind words and the impact that our system is having on your business. I think Awufi, then from there we take the last question. So Awufi, if you may. Okay. While we wait for Awufi, Zebra.
Hi, Ronald.
Yes. Hello, Awufi. How are you doing?
Hi. Oh, okay. I'm okay. Hope you are good as well too. Good. My question is very short. Okay. I wanted to ask concerning the new platform. What are we supposed to do on our part? I mean, are we supposed to make any action from our hand?
Okay, that's a very good question. So with regards to the new platform, basically we are looking at phasing out the old platform and moving solely to the new platform, which is more robust, a lot of new features. But what we need from you right now is for you to test it out, use and share your feedback and recommendations with us. Because as much as we want to do a lot of testing before we go live with it to reduce the incident reports that we have with it. So for now, what you can do is just you don't need to create a new account, just log in with your existing accounts. All your data and everything is migrated and it's over there, and use the system for free. Send as many SMS as you can. I think that promo ends by Sunday. So send as many SMS as you can. If you've not already reached out to your customers and inform and wish them a happy customer service, you can use that with the platform. That's actually the reason why we did that, so that everyone is able to easily send blast to their customers within the customer service week. So for now, let's send blast and give it.
Okay, that's fine. Please, currently, is it going to affect me that we are currently using the current API when you move to the next platform?
Sorry, those using the
current, like when you are migrating to the new platform.
Yeah.
Our APIs, will it be affected?
No, please.
Oh, okay.
APIs
okay, so there is no cause to worry, because I've been using your API for about 3 or 4 copies of application myself, so I want to be sure of that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much as well. We have just to add as well, we have a promo that we are running for developers. So we are looking at building a developer community. So we want to get closer to developers, because for us as N-Notify, we also started as developers, right? So we are building a community of developers where then now for every integration that you do using N-Notify's API, you get rewarded for it. So I'm sure while you are filling the form, you can just highlight that you're a developer and you treat your account as such. Then for every top up that any integration that you've done receives, you get some bonus or commissions out there as well.
All right. Thank you so much for the information. I will run live. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Thank you very much. So we'll take Zarak once again. I don't know if now you can unmute.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So for me, my take is on the analytics. So that we'll be able to analyze the effect of our campaigns. So if we can know, let's say, that people who have seen the SMS, if there's those who have clicked the location and things like that, I will be very happy, so that we can get those analytics to take decisions.
All right.
Because it seems we cannot rely only on the delivered messages. But if we are incorporating some tracking system to be able to get analytics from that,
All right, okay. I think it's very good that you mentioned that. So I was in a meeting with a big brand, a known brand, I think about 2 days ago. And one thing that came up was that sometimes when they send SMS, they're unable to track the return on investment. They're unable to track the number of people who have read it, because delivered means it's delivered, but they didn't take action. So it's a space that we are keenly looking at, and we are looking at being able to introduce ways that would have links embedded in the SMS and the call to action, so that when people, for example, receive your message and they take action, you're able to tell, okay, out of the 100 messages that I sent, about 70 people took action by clicking the link or whatnot. So we are actively exploring that space. And what will happen is that I don't know if you are subscribed to our email. Sorry about that, there was a car pass. But I don't know if you are subscribed to our email services, and if you receive SMS from us. But what we'll do is that we'll keep you posted on any new developments. But I just wanted to know that it's a space that we are currently actively looking into to help brands track the return on investment that they get from SMS marketing campaigns and even customer engagements that they do using the tools that we currently offer. So we are actively pursuing that. That's a very awesome submission. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you too.
I think we'll take the final one from Prince, then quickly look at the comment section, then we call it a wrap. I think we've exceeded our time, but
okay,
wrapping up shortly.
Okay, so okay, thank you very much for the opportunity to speak. For me, it's an issue that I lately faced with the notifying the old version. I don't know whether it's fixed in the new version that is coming, but let me point it out. Maybe if you could also consider, adjusting that kind of, fixing that kind of issue. So sometimes when I send the notification, I realize that there are certain numbers that cannot receive the notifications, but they do receive other notifications. So I would like to ask, because I remember I sent about, if I send about 1,000 notifications, I think sometimes roughly like, let's say 1,000, let's say roughly like 400 or 400 or 300 gets to receive that message. But looking at things, I know that these numbers are active numbers. They were collected from WhatsApp, which yes. So they are active numbers that were collected from WhatsApp. So,
okay, all right.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. I think what I would need with that is if maybe you can share with us some samples so that we escalate to the telcos and find out what exactly happened with those particular numbers. So maybe you can just send us an email, support@mnotify.com, include your sender ID, the message, right, and the numbers that had that issue, right? So we'll investigate and find out. But ideally, normally what we are also looking at doing is developing a feature called HLR, where you're able to, for example, tell which numbers are active before you send the blast. Then also we are looking at creating a feature where you're able to then also clean up your database. So if, for example, you've gathered some numbers, you have a database of 100,000, and let's say 8,000 for the last 3 times. So the last 3 campaigns that you did is always undelivered. We are creating a feature where now you can clean up your database and tick off such phone numbers. That will also be available in the phase 2 of the new system. But I think in your case, I think all you are saying the numbers are active, they receive other messages but don't receive M-Notify messages. So we'll have to probably investigate. What I know as well is that sometimes if the messages contain certain keywords, they tend to be blocked by the telcos because of the incidence of fraud around some of the messages. So if, for example, it contains mobile money or OTP and a few things, they are sometimes blocked. But once you give us the heads up, we are able to speak to the telcos, escalate it, and make sure that we confirm to them that no, this sender ID and this content is genuine. So at all times, they should believe it. I think majority of the time it happens with MTN contacts as well. So once you share the samples, as we'll investigate and we'll get back to you via email. And we have our escalation metrics as well on our website. So anytime your issues are not being resolved, you can just run it through our escalation chain, and it would always get to my attention as well.
Okay. Thank you very much for your answer.
Thank you very, very much as well. So I think that brings us to our last question. I'm seeing several comments in the chat box section. I doubt I'll be able to run through all, But Sarah, if you can quickly, Sarah, if you can hear me, if you can quickly, okay, Sarah has shared the form. So if Sarah can reshare the form, bit.ly/mnotify webinar. So for everyone that joined the webinar today, we have freebies for you as well. You'll be getting free SMS from us. If you don't have any account on our system, just quickly create an account and we'll give you some SMS just so that you're able to use that to start your customer engagement campaigns as well. Okay, there's a question. Okay, I'm not. How many contacts can you reach at a go when sending SMS? And you can send thousands of SMS at a go, so there's no restriction on it as well. Kweku said I have a challenge with reseller. So Kweku, you're sharing the reseller. You can share it on the form that will be shared. I think we'll have your phone number and we'll have your email and your comments, your question, or any final feedback. What we'll do is that I'll personally reach out to you to assist you with that. Michael is saying, can I integrate Mnotify into my POS software? Yes, Michael, you can integrate it as well. Just create an account with us and then go to the, on the top right corner, you see your name and you see API. So once you click on the API, it generates an API document. But also what I would love for you to do is that the form that is shared, please fill it and include your phone number, your email, and include the fact that you want to integrate our API into your system, and we'll personally reach out to you and assist you with that. Also, so that's a funny comment. When I grew up, I want to be like you. I've learned a lot. I'm proud of what you are doing. That's from one of our customers at Mnotify as well. So if Sarah could quickly share the link again for the beta system, that's a new system, and also share the link for the freebies for everyone who joined the form. Okay, she shared the link for that. I don't know if I've missed any other question else. At this juncture, I would like to thank everyone for taking time off their busy schedule to join us for today's session. I would also want to say a big thank you for you for giving us the opportunity to take 37 extra minutes of your time. And above all, I look forward to interacting with you. Sorry, I don't know if someone had anything to say. So above all, I look forward to interacting more I look forward to interacting more with you guys. Our next session hopefully would be in December. We are looking at making doing it either a physical or a hybrid session that will keep you guys posted as well. At this juncture, I'll hand over to Sarah for a brief demo on our new system. And while she's doing that, we can take the pleasure of filling the two links that she shared, the link with the webinar for the freebies as well as the demo for the new system that you're running out. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks so much. Thank you, Roland.
Sarah, over to you. You see.
Hello.
Yes, Sarah, I can hear you.
Thank you all so much for joining us. It's been very educative and interactive, and we look forward to doing this again. And please do all to fill the form. We are still waiting for you to fill the form so we can reach out to you and then give you free SMS as well. If you don't have an account with us already, like Ronald mentioned, you can always create the account and then we'll still give you the free SMS to try it out. We hope that everything that we've all learned here today, we'll be able to use it to engage with our customers and grow our businesses. Thank you very much. So this will be the end. If there's anything, you can reach us via email as well at info@mnotify.com or support@mnotify.com. Would respond. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'm notified team.
All right, thank you very much to everyone. So the webinar will still be on for the next 10 minutes so that those who have to fill the form or click any link can do that. And Sarah will also share the video of the medium. So you want to see how the new system can still stay on while she demos that as well. So I think Sarah can share your screen and share the demo. And Hello, Sarah.
Yes, it's playing now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I think
So
there's somebody we have to
a new
mute.
system looks like. This is a new
I think Sarah, you need to
interface.
mute
You
somebody's.
can have a look at how it works.
Oh, okay. I just saw it.
Yes.
I just saw this. Oh, okay. I don't know who you.
That's it, but credit note. That is more or less more.
Almost the same name nearby.
What else now we go from the community?
And yeah, WhatsApp.
Okay, so this is basically how the new system looks like. We've introduced the wallets feature to allow you to buy different bundles that you need at different times. Then, okay, so that's about it for the new. Sarah, I think there is a complaint. I'm seeing a complaint from Ebenezer. Ebenezer, now, so what happens that if the top up is pending, you can always reach out to us 0541509394. But alternatively as well, when you go to when you check out the system, you see confirm payment. So you see a link beneath the menu items that's confirm payment. So once you click on confirm payment, you can automatically confirm your payment and top that up. So you can try that out. Alternatively as well, you can send us a screenshot of the transaction. So what happens is that sometimes when you do a top up, the telcos don't give us the callback immediately. So because of that delay in receiving the callback, you need to manually confirm the payment. So just click on confirm payment at the just beneath the menu items, or at the top right corner. When you click on your name, you see confirm payment over there. You can try that out now and let me know if it works. I would ask Ebenezer. Hello, Eben. I think he's logged in. He's on mute. Okay, but he said thanks, so I'm assuming that it's worked. But okay, so once again, thank you very much all for your time. I want to ask permission to take leave of you now, but Sarah will still be on the call. Sarah, Bezra, Theo are members of the MNOS5 team that are on the call today. So they'll be on the call if you have any questions, any other issues. They would always be available to assist. Thank you very much and have a good day.
This morning,